Right, it's the 3rd of August. Sorry about the wind noise if there is any. And I've had my cast has been changed. I've got a red cast now, and my foot's been twisted up a bit. It hurt a lot for a few days. It's more a neutral angle, and hey, I'm able to walk. Praise the Lord so far. Anyway, just a quick look at some of the apples. That's how things are going. Look over here. Here is some this is a variety Pitmaster pineapple, which is a marvellous apple. It's suffered from the scab. There's been a fair bit of scab. One of the jobs it needs doing is to go around and pick off the apples that are not looking good. This needs a bit of thinning. Hey, but you know all about thinning. Obviously the first thing you do when you're thinning is remove fruit that's damaged. You can see, by the way, there's some scab and it's cracked. Scab is not just cosmetic, it'll cause things to crack. Listening to the Farming Today programme, today's been a major problem with fungal disease in wheat this year. This tree over here is a very wonderful old variety called called Adam's pearmain. And this particular variety is one of the half a dozen apples I encourage particularly. I really do want to get people persuaded to grow Adam's pearmain. If you look over here, there's really no scab on this. I'm not saying that it's immune from scab, but this has had the same treatment or lack of treatment that the Pitmaster has had over there. But this tree is very healthy, whereas the Pitmaster has got a degree of scab on it. Adam's pearmain is a very old variety from the pre-fungicide era, and as such it's been intelligently selected by growers for its natural resistance to scab. It's also a good flavoured apple as well. But I really want to have a quick look, and I will keep this short, at this tree here, which is May Queen. As you've been watching for over a year, and you can see the old videos back again if you like, will recall that this was a variety called Miller's Seedling, as were several others here. A variety known as Miller's Seedling, which is not, it has got some advantages, but we couldn't sell it very well. It's short life, short keeping. This is was grafted over to May Queen. Here you can see one of the graftings here, and this was done in the spring of 2011. There's one point where it grafted. Here's another. You can see that's another. These were rind grafts here. A couple of rind grafts. Here I think this was another rind graft. I think this might have been a saddle. I can't remember. As I've often said, which graft you do depends to a large extent on the relative diameters of the stock. And so yeah, this was a double saddle. You see this is a Y shape. You come around this side, you can see a bit better. This is a Y shape, and there are two saddles there. There's one saddle and there's another. And look at this, look at this, look at this. It's grown away beautifully. This is May Queen, and this is one of the varieties that I most highly recommend. I recommend it because it's a very good quality fruit. I recommend it because it's a very long natural storage. It will keep a very long time in natural storage. Well, it's called May Queen, get it? And also because it's extremely rare. You'll have difficulty finding one of these. The little job I'm doing, I'm just snicking out. You have to do this the first year and the second year. You've got to just snick out any bits of granny growths which are coming from below the scion and the stock union. If it's coming away from below the union, you've got to watch out, and this is a job I'm going to do today. There's a limit to what I can do today. I'm still a bit disabled. I can only walk for it. I can only carry my weight for a short time. Just got a quick look at this tree over here. And again, this is just the aftercare of trees that have been top worked over. Here we've got some. This is another May Queen. Here we've got some growth coming away from below. This is Miller's Seedling. Coming away from below. The actual Mallingmerton 106 Miller's Seedling join is down here. This is all Miller's Seedling. I'm not against Miller's Seedling. I grew it because I read a very interesting account about it in a book called New Forest Orchard by Hugh Quigley. I very much doubt if you'll ever be able to get a copy of it, and it's I think a semi-fictionalised account of a retired industrialist planting a new orchard in Hampshire. But in it he praised Miller's Seedling very highly indeed. I actually thinned the fruit off of here. I meant to remove all of these, obviously I didn't get them all out. Look at that, we've got some May Queen growing away there. In the second year after this was grafted. This is growing away very vigorous. I'm taking these off because I don't want them to take any strength away from the... I thought I'd taken all of these out, obviously I missed a few. This would have been obviously bearing a very heavy crop. But I just want to point one thing out, and you can see that this branch here looks completely different to the others. Yes, this is Miller's Seedling. This stump here, you can see I made a couple of grafts onto this, but they failed. Okay, I forget exactly why. You can't expect 100% success. You can see the tree is not perfectly well balanced. We've got a nice sound growth coming away here, one here and one here. I could leave that, but this growth is in a good place. So what I'm going to do, I should have done it in April this year. I didn't. That's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up about it. But what I'll do, hopefully next year, is to graft some May Queen onto this branch to even up. So I've deliberately left this in a strategic position. And while we're at it, may as well just one more look. There's another May Queen over here. This is a simple point I'm making, but I know a lot of you, because you tell me, are sort of planting new orchards, and hey, I really rejoice at that, and are appreciative of basic advice. And I think, simple things, for those of you who know, okay, but it won't do any harm to hear it again. But here we are. Here is some, just a repetition here. Here is some Miller's Seedling coming away, which is not selected by me. So I'm taking that Miller's Seedling out. Oh, it's another nice May Queen. I think we must leave that one, don't you think, Julia?
Yep, that's not
I had thinned
this
this. Oh, that's a beauty, isn't it? This is the pencil of what I grafted in last year, and this is what grew away from here to there, and all of this growth is what's grown away this year. So I know I've made this point a lot of times before, but if you have a tree that is reasonably healthy, but it's not the variety you want, don't just cut it down. Think about top working it over to another variety. And this is something you can do if you move into a new home and you inherit an old apple tree. The same trick will work with pears. I mean, you can do pear to pear, apple to apple. Just graft it over to a different variety by the techniques that I've shown, and lots of other people have shown them as well on the tube. Okay, better go and do some more work.